if you're wondering what happened to me, well, I broke my hand. Totally my year, right? Well, if you're wondering what I did while my editing hand was broken, a lot of The Office happened.
Okay, we need some sort of distraction for everybody. Anything new on YouTube?
Michael.
Doesn't even need to be good.
Okay, I got something for you, and it is good. What if I told you that the Scranton Strangler was actually, innocent?
Oh my God.
What?
What is it?
Michael, what happened?
Is there news?
There has been a murder.
What?
What?
There's been a murder.
In Scranton, Pennsylvania. Actually, multiple murders. But you might be thinking, hey, Crazy Nate, we already know who the Scranton Strangler is.
George Howard Skub.
But what if I said that there was evidence that the real Scranton Strangler not only wasn't George Howard Skub, but he worked for Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. But who from The Office is the Scranton Strangler? Let's look at the list and see who's the most likely suspect. Michael Scott is first on the list because he's the only reason The Office was so successful for so long.
That's what she said.
Michael, please.
But he definitely didn't have time to kill someone. For a while, he didn't even have a car. But that happened in season 4, long before season 6, where we first heard about the Scranton Strangler. One of Michael's biggest weaknesses, though, that would stop him from being a professional serial killer is the ability to keep his mouth shut. He couldn't even keep Jim's little secret a secret.
He is in love with a girl he works with who's engaged, so just cut me some slack, please.
Pam?
Or keep Stanley's affair to himself.
You told everyone I was having an affair?
Okay, here's the thing.
So he'd probably tell someone in the office if he actually killed somebody. Michael even confessed to running over Meredith with his car.
Well, I ran down Meredith in my car.
He also doesn't believe in breaking the law. Like when Ryan hinted towards his drug addiction, Michael encouraged him to snitch on the drug dealer.
You tell him that you're his friend and that you're going to help him and that everything's going to be all right. And then you put a wire on him and you find out who's selling him drugs.
Besides, if Michael Scott was a Scranton Strangler, Toby would be dead a long time ago.
If I had a gun with 2 bullets and I was in a room with Hitler, Bin Laden, and Toby, I would shoot Toby twice.
Clearly it's not Kelly Kapoor because she doesn't have a brain. Jim Halpert.
Jim.
There's no reason to hate Jim. Everybody loves Jim. Well, unless you're Dwight and you're on the receiving end of all of his pranks. Speaking of Dwight, what about Dwight K Schrute? He does seem to be a little bit obsessive with the Scranton Strangler. Just a little bit.
If you're out there, Strangler, you will get caught. By me.
Sounds like someone's really trying to convince us that he's not the Scranton Strangler.
To my chickens, I'm the Scranton Strangler.
At one point, he even said he wanted to choke Jim.
Makes me want to put him in a triangle chokehold and force him down to the ground and just keep pressing and pressing.
But he was also a volunteer to the sheriff's department and resigned because he felt like he wasn't honorable enough because he helped Michael pass a simple drug test. And he also joined a task force to try to catch the Scranton Strangler. He also tries to teach people how to defend themselves against the Scranton Strangler. But then again, there is that one time where he did try to strangle Kevin.
False. I did choke you with your shoelace.
Sorry, he did strangle Kevin.
All that singing got in the way of some perfectly good murders.
Then we have Pam Beasley, and I'm not going to waste any time talking about her because she got emotionally damaged just because someone accused her of stealing Post-it notes. Then there's Meredith Palmer. Now let's be real, Meredith can't even fight off Michael Scott when he tried to force her to go to rehab. Now there's no evidence to claim that Chills could do anything criminal except the crime of public display of affection. Ugh. Now let's look at Andy Bernard. He appears to be very confident. He also has a terrible father that he can't impress no matter what he does. He also lost his coolness factor with the Cornell a cappella group. Then when Jim tries to prank him, he completely loses it and punches the wall. Then when he lost his title as manager, he loses it again and takes it out on the same wall.
He does not like that wall.
So he's clearly emotionally unstable and lashes out in anger without thinking through his strategies. But when it comes to violence, he can't even defend himself against a kid. This Nard dog has no bite. Daryl Philbin, when he gets smashed drunk at Dwight's Christmas party because he thought Jim betrayed him, he was ready to beat up Jim over a misunderstanding. But that was one of the few times that we saw him get mad. And to be a successful serial killer, you would have to know how to evade detection, and he didn't even notice Dwight and Toby doing surveillance on him in broad daylight. Then there's Angela Martin, who would never kill anyone because it's against her religion, and she loves cats more than she does humans, so if she was gonna kill anyone, she would have killed Dwight for killing her cat. Oscar Martinez is next. This guy called in a fake sick day and couldn't even cover his tracks when Dwight was doing surveillance on him. Wait a second. So Dwight's actually pretty good at doing surveillance. Oscar's also high maintenance and he insists on working in perfect conditions, so he's kind of fragile and he wouldn't have the mental strength to be a killer. I mean, when Roy came in to get his last check, he did protect Angela from Roy, but he was clearly scared to death. Ryan Howard is young and inexperienced, and before we found out about the Scranton Strangler, Ryan was going to business school at night after work, but even though he went to jail for fraud, he was back in the office at the time the Scranton Strangler was around. But ultimately, Ryan is lazy and doesn't even have the resilience to see his own dreams come true. Like even the idea of Wolf. He can only care about his $1 million ideas for a short period of time, so he doesn't have the discipline needed to be a successful serial killer. And when Daryl stood up to him, Ryan folded very quickly. And when Michael Scott visited him in New York, Ryan got beat down by a bunch of girls at the bar.
Oh my God. Mom, I gotta go. One of my friends is getting beaten up by some girls.
He also doesn't have the transportation because his mom drops him off at work, so definitely not the serial killer. Then we have Aaron Hannon.
Aaron!
2. I got 2. I ate 2 whole apples.
Mose isn't really a main character, but he's in the show often enough, so often that we should probably take a look at him as well. He's definitely weird, and he's good at catching critters. And do you remember when Dwight almost died in Florida? Jim took advantage of the opportunity to prank Dwight into thinking that Jim poisoned Dwight.
Arrest Jim. He poisoned me.
Even though it was just an appendix attack.
You have appendicitis.
Oh, who called it?
But Dwight pulled out his phone and essentially made a deathbed confession.
Philip, if you're hearing this memo, that can only mean one thing. I'm dead. You are the rightful heir to Schrute Farms. Please, you must do one thing. Kill Mose before he kills you.
So even though Dwight thinks that Jim's his enemy, he doesn't think Jim is capable of murder. Even though he thinks Jim literally just poisoned him. And since we rarely see Mose, we would never know where he was during all the murder.
Welcome, children.
And we know that Mose knows how to kidnap people, and he knows how to throw people off the trail.
No, God, Mose!
Then we have Stanley Hudson.
I'll kill you! I'll kill you dead!
And that guy's got a weak heart, and almost killed himself trying to do push-ups. He's also way too busy finding relationships to cheat on his current relationship with,
And his mistress, Cynthia!
to find the time to go and hunt and kill someone. He does have anger issues though. There were several times where we would have these random moments where he would just blow up. Overall, he doesn't meet the physical requirements though to be a Scranton Strangler. Then we have Kevin Malone, kind of the same boat. He's a big guy. He probably could kill someone if he wanted to.
Don't tell them that we said anything to you, okay? Or you're dead.
But he couldn't exactly run away from the scene of the crime. He would also probably eat all the food in their fridge before leaving. Now here's a bonus character that's only here for a short period of time, but I think we should talk about him because some parts of the internet think that he's the Scranton Strangler. And that person I'm talking about is Robert California. Now you may be thinking that he wasn't even there until season 7.
Yes.
And I agree. I don't think it makes any sense. We've known about the Scranton Strangler since season 6. But there's a few moments in Robert's life worth mentioning, like when Dwight built a doomsday device to prevent mistakes in the office. Someone wrote an email about Robert California strangling someone.
There's no way he hasn't strangled at least one stripper.
Then when Robert California and his gang took over the band Kevin and the Zits down in the warehouse, they played the song The Midnight Rambler.
Midnight Rambler? Yeah. Midnight what?
Now if you didn't know, that song was by Rolling Stone and it was about a serial killer. And get this, not just any serial killer, a strangler. There's a lot we don't know about Robert California, like Robert California isn't even his real name.
You don't even know my real name. I'm the Lizard King.
Or the fact that Robert California likes hanging out in Florida, and Dexter Morgan spent a long time in Florida, and Dexter Morgan also uses a Sabre printer. And Dexter Morgan is also a famous serial killer in case you don't know the connection. So maybe he had connections to Robert California. A lot of connections going on. But we haven't covered everyone in the office just yet. There's another one, Creed Bratton. Creed is already a mysterious character by himself. We barely know what he does in the office.
What do you do here?
But we know he likes drugs, making profits from drugs, selling fake IDs.
I run a small fake ID company for my car with a laminated machine that I swipe from the sheriff's station.
Selling office equipment, and basically anything he can get his hands on, he finds a way to make a profit on it. We can also suspect that he killed at least one person.
I didn't realize that everybody here dresses up every year.
Me neither. It's Halloween. That is really, really good timing.
We don't even know Creed's real name. The name he uses is the name he took from someone that he killed in prison.
The last person to do this disappeared. His name? Creed Bratton. Oh yeah, I was in prison. That's where I got the name Creed.
He was also arrested at the end of the show.
Let's do this.
He also nervously laughs at a joke about gloves.
I'm supposed to be wearing red gloves, but my color cartridge portal got jammed again.
Gloves.
Which is something that you would need to hide your identity when committing crimes. He also admits to Santa Claus that he's done really bad things.
What if you've been bad?
Oh, they're nothing but a lump of coal for you.
What if you've been really, really bad, more evil than strictly wrong?
And how does he know what death smells like?
You told Toby that Creed has a distinct old man smell.
I know exactly what he's talking about. I sprout mung beans on a damp paper towel in my desk drawer. Very nutritious, but they smell like death.
Also, when Dwight shot the gun in the office, Creed is the one that took the gun, and we never saw the gun again. One thing with Creed, though, you might be thinking this guy's dumber than Kelly.
Keep it running.
Like when Pam told him to find the difference between the two pictures.
They're the same picture.
Well, let's go Star Wars for a second. If you think back to Yoda, he was wise and powerful and presents himself as an idiot. And this is to not give away hints to the power that he holds. Now watch when Creed plays chess with Jim. He can think dozens of moves ahead of Jim without even trying.
No, if you do that, I'm gonna do that. If you do that, I'm gonna do that. If you do this, I'm gonna do that.
Well, what if I just did it?
You don't want to do that.
And then if you listen when they saying goodbye to Michael, Creed admits to watching him when he's sleeping.
I watch you when you sleep.
And then you might be thinking if Creed was the Scranton Strangler, then why wouldn't he kill Michael when he had the opportunity? Well, if it wasn't for Michael, he would be a homeless man, and he said that he would do anything to keep his job. Also, if you look on his office wall when he's the temporary manager, you will see it's his mugshot from when he was in prison.
I've been involved in a number of cults, both as a leader and a follower. You have more fun as a follower, but you make more money as a leader. I will kill you, man.
But we haven't covered everyone yet. There's one more person. You don't see him on the map? Well, let me go ahead and move it because I put him way down here because nobody likes him. That's right, Toby Flenderson. I know some people love Toby, so I'm sorry to break your little hearts, but there's evidence to make him look super suspicious.
I am a little stitious.
When Toby announced that he was going to move to Costa Rica, he hopped the gate like it was nothing. And that would come in handy, avoiding detection while committing a murder. Also, when Hank showed up to let everyone out, he found the gate was already open, and the only vehicle in the entire parking lot was the cleaning people's van.
Son of a bitch.
So if Toby jogged home,
I'm just gonna hop the fence and jog home now.
his car should be in the parking lot still, right? So for some reason, Toby's parking his car away from the office, but then he felt the need to stay when everyone was stuck inside so they wouldn't notice his car wasn't even there. But why would Toby go through so much trouble to hide the vehicles that he's driving? Well, Toby literally wrote a book on counter surveillance, and he wrote a murder mystery novel as well.
I finished my murder mystery novel, self-published it. I sold 4 copies.
If you think back to when there was a police chase with the Scranton Strangler, look at the car that the Strangler is driving. That same car can be seen in the parking lot when the Three Stooges are doing parkour. When Jo Bennett searched his computer, she found one of his mystery novels, but look how he responded when she said she didn't find anything on his computer.
We didn't find anything on your computer.
Good.
Why does he seem like he's relieved, like he was worried they would actually find something he hid on there?
Although I am a little happy right now to have a platform to talk about the outcome of a case that I was recently a juror on, the Scranton Strangler. A man's being put to death. I was part of the verdict, and I'm not so sure he's guilty anymore.
It's likely that Toby adamantly defended George Howard Skub because he knew he's the one that set him up to be the fall guy.
I always thought he might have been set up, but I felt pressured to convict.
It's gotta be tough.
Tough? I put an innocent man on death row.
And when he went to the prison, he didn't go there to say he thought the guy was innocent. He went there to confess that he was the real Scranton Strangler. And even though no one else was wearing gloves outside, Toby wore his gloves. Was this to not leave any fingerprints? Also, when they catch the Scranton Strangler, he drove by the office. And everyone is at the office that morning except for Toby Flenderson. And it makes sense that the Strangler would take roads that they know to try to evade the police long enough to stash the car at the house of the man they planned to frame. Then when his phone rang, Kelly just hung up the call. Now who would be calling HR? Employees call HR. And where are all the employees? At Toby's desk. And to call Toby's desk, you would have to know his extension to actually make his desk ring. So who's calling Toby? Toby's calling Toby. He was likely trying to call his phone to check his voicemails to help establish an alibi, not anticipating that the entire staff would be at his desk, since most of the time people avoid Toby like the plague. He also wanted to see Dwight's train.
Wow. I'm rebuilding a turn-of-the-century steam engine in my slaughterhouse.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow, I'd love to take a look at that.
Yeah, it's just a run-of-the-mill slaughterhouse, but sure, anytime.
Well, you know, because of the trains.
Or did he really want to see Dwight's slaughterhouse and just realize that he slipped up a little bit, so he tried to make it sound like he wanted to see the train? So why would Toby do this? One word: Pam.
Pam, 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 Pam.
The show can be seen as a love story by Mose with Jim and Pam, but it could also be seen as a romance tragedy with Toby and Pam. Toby seems crushed when he realizes that Jim and Pam are dating. He even refuses to fill out the relationship form for them.
Hey, Toby.
Hey. You too? Hey. So now that we are dating, we just want to know if we had to sign one of those we're dating things for the company.
Oh, well, you know, those are only for, you know, relationships. So, if it's just a casual thing, there's no need, really.
Oh.
Well, I don't want to speak for Jim, but it's like pretty official.
Uh-huh. Sorry, so do we need to sign one, or?
Let's just wait and see what happens. Yeah.
What?
Let's just wait.
Then he brings in a girl to the office to make out in front of Pam just to make her jealous. Obviously that didn't work.
Whoa, Toby. Watch out, you're going to violate your own PDA memo.
I wouldn't want to do that now, would I?
Then the whole reason he moved to Costa Rica was because he accidentally let his emotions show towards Pam in front of everybody.
I have an announcement to make. I am moving to Costa Rica.
Then when Jim gets reprimanded from Ryan, Toby fixates on Pam and seems excited that Jim is being punished for talking to Pam.
That's how all the goofing around at Pam's desk and hanging out with Pam was finally caught up to him. You know, with Pam.
Then before he leaves for good, sorry, I can't do that with this hand yet. It's still healing. The only thing he cares about is the pictures he's getting of him and Pam. And at Jim and Pam's wedding, when everyone thinks that the marriage might have got canceled, Toby's excited.
Well, I guess this wedding is not going to happen. Wonder if this is it for them. 5.
Then there's that time that Toby was giving Jim marriage advice about Pam, which Jim and Pam struggling would make Toby being very happy since he's fixated on Pam. And it makes sense that just because they're married, that wouldn't stop Toby from thinking he still has a chance since he himself is divorced.
Sound any better?
Even you guys.
Also note that when Clark walks in and interrupts, Toby slips up and says, "I'm going to kill him."
Hey, no. Get out of here. Clark, get out of here.
My mistake.
Yes, it is your mistake. It's lingering. He's so annoying. Gonna kill him.
And he gets mad because he's taking this moment very seriously because he's trying to find an opportunity to divide Jim and Pam.
Gonna kill him.
The only thing Toby loves more than Pam is his daughter, and he always wants to impress her, so he tried to get her one of those princess unicorns.
My horn can pierce the sky.
And he only did this after finding out that his daughter is crazy about Princess Unicorn.
Have you ever heard of this doll, Princess Unicorn? No. No, I'm just curious if you heard of it. This is great. My ex-wife's gonna be so pissed. For once, Daddy's gonna be a hero.
So he set her expectation levels up pretty high. Then he got her the version from Daryl that wasn't exactly the type that he wanted for his daughter.
Man, thank you.
I know, right? Merry Christmas.
Oh, thanks. She's gonna. Oh.
Now he knows that he just got his daughter's hopes up, only to crush them on Christmas morning. So what happened in the very next episode?
I knew something bad was gonna happen today.
You said that yesterday.
Yeah, my neighbor got murdered.
It's possible that this is the very first victim of the Scranton Strangler. of Toby. Losing connection with his daughter was the breaking point. Remember when we first found out about the Scranton Strangler, it said he strikes again, meaning this wasn't his first kill. And they just happened to strike right when Pam was due to have her baby, and the baby isn't Toby's, obviously. Maybe the real reason that Michael Scott didn't like Toby is because he sensed the evil inside him and could read past that kind personality into who he really was.
You are the worst. I hate looking at your face. I want to smash it.
Maybe Michael predicted who the real Scranton Strangler was the whole time.
And the verdict, it was Toby. And the sentence, death. Death to Toby.
Death to Toby.
And obviously Toby couldn't kill Michael Scott because then it would lead right back to Toby. And if you killed a bunch of innocent people on your free time, you might find it difficult to go into a church.
Nope, 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 nope.
When Michael said that Toby was the silent killer, Toby responded under his breath, "You'll see."
And we have radon coming from below. We have asbestos in the ceilings. These are silent killers.
You are the silent killer. Go back to the annex.
You'll see.
Are we still talking about the radon? So if I had to convict someone from the office, I would say there's a good chance it's either Toby or Creed who's the Scranton Strangler. But which one is it, you ask? Yes. The answer is yes. Both of them are the Scranton Strangler. If you saw the interview with the brains behind Toby, he was the one that hinted the Scranton Strangler was actually two people anyways.
Maybe there's two stranglers.
And he also claimed that the Scranton Strangler never actually killed anyone.
The one thing the Strangler did was he strangled people but didn't kill them.
But I think that's probably just misdirection to keep us off the trail. Because if he never killed anyone, then why would he be on death row?
A man's being put to death.
You don't get put on death row for making people take unrequested naps. Let me know what you think of this theory, and I dare you to tell me that there's a better TV show than The Office. And until our next adventure, gents and gentlettes, remember most importantly of all, share a smile. They are contagious.
They think the movie's still going.
Go home.
Go home. Get a life.
Get a life and go home already, okay? Losers.
Look at that guy. He just came for the popcorn. Could those floors be any stickier?
Look at her.